Boom, welcome back to another video. So today, it's gonna be a lot different than what I normally do. I just got out of class and man, the entire time I was in class, because I'm super ahead in that class, I just kept thinking of Sonic music. And I'm like, man, I really just want to talk about Sonic music for however long I talk about it. So this video is gonna have my tier list and then have some gameplay in the background. But I really just wanted to talk your ear off and just talk about my favorite Sonic soundtracks. So there are some games that are in here and some games that are not in here. I chose to pick the whole tier list that someone made. This amazing tier list made by Galactic Goober, where it has literally like every Sonic game like ever made, even some fan games. But I wanted to specifically talk about Sonic soundtracks that I know most of the soundtrack. So there are Sonic games that I play, like Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing, Sonic and All Stars Racing Transform, but I don't think I feel, and Sonic Rivals 2, that I don't feel confident enough to where I can talk about all the music in a way that I think is fair to the game. And that includes like Sonic Boom and all this stuff, because as a Sonic fan, I've played most of these games. But some of these games, I don't remember the music enough, so I feel like I can comment on it correctly. So I have most of the Sonic music that I have listened to or experienced. There is one game I'm low key gonna be unfair to, but every single time I listen to the music, it is bad. We're gonna talk about that. But most of the soundtrack for these games I've listened to. And so I want you to start off automatically with, I ain't gonna lie, I think I gotta take out C tier because I don't think there's any game here that has a bad soundtrack at all. So we're gonna just talk about S rank, A rank, and B rank, and we're gonna talk about my favorite Sonic soundtracks. So I also have pulled up on my phone key songs from every single Sonic game on here that I love. So I'm very excited to talk about that and talk about what I love about these games. Because one thing about me, I've been playing Sonic since I was a child, probably since I was 2 years old. Sonic is my whole childhood along with Dragon Ball Z, and the music is one of the biggest things about Sonic to me. Even on my Apple Music playlist, every time I have a Sonic the Hedgehog playlist specifically, and it is super long. It is super long. But anyway, let me stop giving all this intro and let me just start talking about Sonic music. So the first one is Sonic. Sonic 1 is iconic, and my type of Sonic fandom is that I'm a big classic Sonic fan. So Sonic 1, Sonic CD, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles. And unless you want to count Mania, but I'm talking about the original trilogy. Well, technically quad because of Sonic CD. I love Sonic 1 soundtrack so much, and I think it's actually a little underrated. And when I mean underrated, I'm talking about specific songs. So everyone knows Green Hill. Green Hill's amazing, of course. Marble Zone's like okay. I think as I'm getting older, I love Marble Zone a lot more, but I have a lot of bad memories with Marble Zone. But I think it's still a really good song. But I think some of the ones that everyone knows is like Spring Yard Zone. That's one song that I think everyone knows. But there's one track that's been stuck in my head for the last like 2 months, and it's Scrap Brain Zone. I love that track. I love that track so much. It's such a good track, and it's one of my favorite Sonic songs I think of all time. It's been growing on me so much, and it's such a good track. But I think Sonic 1 is like really underrated in terms of its soundtrack, in terms of the whole thing. I think the only track I really don't like from this game is Labyrinth Zone. But then again, that could also be like the Marble Zone effect, where this Marble Zone kind of has bad memories with me, and so kind of with Labyrinth Zone, it might be that thing. But I think Sonic 1 deserves to at least be an A tier for Sonic music. I think it's super underrated. I low key could put it in S, but I think it's one of the best soundtracks, and it's so good. My next soundtrack we're going to talk about is actually Sonic CD. Sonic CD actually has two soundtracks, but I'm sorry, but I'm only going to comment on the Japanese one because that's the one I have the most history with. I believe Sonic CD has some of the best Sonic music in the franchise right next to Sonic 1. It has so many tracks. Obviously, everyone knows Palm Tree Panic, but I think another song that's really underrated is Tidal Tempest and Collision Chaos. Really good songs. I like both the present, the past, and the future versions of those songs. Really good. And of course, Starter Speedway, and of course Sonic Boom. But I think the soundtrack is very underrated, and I feel like as a Sonic fan, you don't really get to experience a lot of the soundtrack because of the fact that if you're trying to go for the time stones, then you don't really care about going for the future or the past or anything like that. You're just staying in the present. But then if you are going for the time stones, that's really not the time stones, but the machines, the time machines, the ones that you have to destroy to get the good future. That's when you really get to experience the soundtrack. And if you haven't been doing that, then I would recommend, if you have Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, anything, you have no excuse at this point. Listen to Sonic CD soundtrack and listen to all the music just from the past and the present and the future soundtrack. It is amazing. But I think it belongs to be an A tier as well. I've heard even some people say it's their favorite Sonic soundtrack of all time. It's not mine, but it's definitely up there, and I think it's one of the best soundtracks of all time. Next, we have Sonic. Now, Sonic 2 is, I'm still working on my favorite Sonic games tier list, like if my what's my favorite Sonic game of all time, which is really really hard to do. But I believe Sonic 2 is probably one of the most perfect soundtracks of all time. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with the soundtrack. I think every song from the soundtrack slaps, and it's very very weird because whenever I look at the my playlist, I'm just like, man, I got every Sonic song on here. And so I'm going to talk about obviously most of the songs, but I also want to talk about some of the underrated songs that people might have not listened to. So everyone knows Emerald Hill, Chemical Plant, Aquatic Ruin. Ugh, oh my goodness. Aquatic Ruin is one of my favorite Sonic songs of all time. It's such a good song, such a bop song. Casino Night is kind of like, it's okay. It's like one, I still like it, but it's definitely not, it's probably one of my least favorite songs for the soundtrack, which it's still crazy because it's like, when I say least favorite songs of the soundtrack, it's still an amazing song. But there's another Casino Night that I'm going to talk about later that's so good and better than this one in every single way. But we're going to talk about that a little later. Hilltop Zone, another really good track. Love that track so much. Such a great vibe. Mystic Cave, a fun, kind of sinister, bouncy vibe. All ocean, really chill vibe. Metropolis Zone. I hate Metropolis Zone with all my heart. With those three zones, and I'm gonna go in the asteroids and the slicers. I don't remember the crab one, but those Batniks are super annoying. But that theme. That theme is just so good, so good. Then we got the final level, so the boss, Death Egg Zone, and even Wing Fortress. Wing Fortress probably another song like Casino Night Zone that I'm not a big fan of, but it's still like a pretty really good track, really soothful track. But both Death Egg tracks against Silver Sonic and Robotnik are really good. And also the Sonic 2 boss theme. I had a period of time on my Apple Music that I was listening to that track like every day for like an hour. I love that track, and I would go on YouTube and I'll look up like deconstructed versions of that song. I'm gonna put a link in the description, and it's just like, man, that track is so good. Like when you listen to a deconstructed version of these Sonic songs, you realize how layered these songs are, and it's just like, oh my goodness, this is like the best thing I've ever heard. Next, I wanted to talk about is actually the multiplayer music. So growing up, me and my brother would play Sonic 2 together. We would play like the normal like solo campaign, which is actually a co-op campaign that if you have another controller, they can play Tails and stuff like that. But we would also play the multiplayer races, and multiplayer music is just so good. The multiplayer Emerald Hill Zone, that's probably the most iconic one that everyone knows because that's usually the first level and everyone has at least played that one if they play the multiplayer. But Casino Night Zone multiplayer, oh my goodness. It is so good. I love that track so much. I think it's low-key in my top 5 of this game. Really underrated song. And even the special stage song, which is it's a pretty repetitive song, especially if you play Sonic 2 to completion, getting all the Chaos Emeralds. You're gonna hate that song by the end of the game, but I think it's still a great song, and I think it's easily probably a top 5 Sonic 2, a top 5 Sonic soundtrack maybe. But every time I say that, I feel like there's more games I'm not thinking about, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm cooked. But we're gonna move into Sonic 3. Sonic 3 is also an S tier type soundtrack. I love Angel Island Act 2 with my whole soul. That is such a good track. I like Angel Island Act 2 way more than Angel Island Act 1, but it's still really good. The boss theme in this game is not as iconic as the Sonic 2 one. Especially the mini boss one. I actually like the normal boss one with Robotnik. It's actually really good. The brown that shit is so tough. That's so tough. Really good. Really good. And also we got like some more bangers like Hydro Zone and Ice Cap. And also this is where I also want to talk about the other soundtracks. So I have Sonic Origins Plus in here. I also like the prototype song. So if y'all don't know, Sonic Origins Plus, they had to change the music for, they had to use the prototype music for Ice Cap, Launch Bay Zone, I think Carnival Night Zone, and I hate Carnival Night Zone. I hate that the original track from the original Sonic 3 game. I actually like the prototype one way better of that track, but I also like the Ice Cap prototype and also the Launch Base prototype. I think they're also pretty good. They're not better than the original in my opinion, but especially the Ice Cap, but they're still really really good tracks, and I think this game is like one of the best. Also, Mushroom Hill Act 1, Flying Battery Act 2, some of my also my favorite Sonic songs ever as well. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, obviously a very, very great game. But we've been being too positive, so we're gonna talk about Sonic Chronicles today, brother, real quick. I have history with this game in terms of I've watched so many videos on Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood growing up because I thought the story and the lore was really, really cool. This soundtrack is might be like the worst Sonic soundtrack I think has ever been made, and I would love if y'all get the time to look up any Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood OST. You will be shocked by how trash, how garbage it is. No offense to the composers, but oh my goodness. I remember when I was listening to it for the first time, I was just shocked that I was hearing this type of thing from a Sonic soundtrack, like it's being this bad. Because I think one thing that's iconic about Sonic is that the soundtrack has always been very, 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 very good. So definitely another track that I'm just like, ooh, like, oh, that's the only game on here that I wanted to put up here. If you get the time, look it up. But Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood might be the worst Sonic soundtrack that's like actually like put effort into. There's some other tracks, like I said, I haven't played every single game to full completion in terms of like where I feel confident ranking their music. But I've heard better songs than Tails Adventure. Like I haven't played Tails Adventure all the way through to where I can rank all the music, but I've heard some great tunes from Tails Adventure. Sonic 3D Blast, I played most of Sonic 3D Blast, but I don't feel confident enough talking about the music. But I think it's another really good soundtrack, and it's just like very interesting. Sonic Advance is also amazing. Anyway, I shouldn't even put it in that tier. But the reason I haven't talked about Sonic Advance because I haven't played it enough to where I know every single track or most of the tracks. So that's another song, Sonic game that's not on here. But anyway, we're moving on. Sonic 4 Episode 1 is probably one of the more disappointing soundtracks, but I think it's still a pretty good soundtrack. Compared to Sonic 4 Episode 2, I think Sonic 4 Episode 2 is a lot better. I think it's really underrated. It has some really good tracks, especially like the White Act Zone. I think, let me find the exact name for y'all, because White Park Zone. That is probably my favorite theme from the game besides the original stage, which is Sylvania Castle. That's a really really good theme. The Metal Sonic boss theme is also really really good in this game. Actually, I don't know if I put it in A. I don't think that's fair. It's not fair putting that in A. But it's a really good song. Even the Sky Fortress zone, I really really like in that game. Really underrated soundtrack. I think it's pretty good. If you get the chance, re-listen to a lot of those tracks because it's actually really really good. Sonic R goes in S. If y'all know anything about Sonic R music, y'all know Sonic R has probably some of the best Sonic music in the franchise. We got Can You Feel the Sunshine? We got Living in This City is probably one of my top 10 favorite Sonic songs ever. Beautiful song. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. And it's like, dang, sometimes I wish they would remake Sonic R and make it like remake it and make it the control better, more fun. But also I would just love to hear that song be recreated. I don't know if all the people that made the song are still the soundtrack's still alive, but I would love to hear that recreated with just like beautiful beautiful instrumentals. Oh my goodness. But Sonic R is probably one of the best soundtracks of all time, and it's really short. It's not that long. You know, it's not that long, and it's still a really really great soundtrack with amazing amazing music. But if you know Sonic R and you know Sonic music, you know Sonic R is iconic. Sonic Mania, oh my goodness. Sonic Mania is probably one of, if not a top 3 Sonic game and also top 3 Sonic soundtrack. We have obviously the most iconic song from this game, Studiopolis. I think Studiopolis might be in the top 5 most iconic, not best, iconic. I think it's one of the best, but the most iconic Sonic song, especially in the last 10 years. You hear Studiopolis over every YouTube video ever. It's one of the most known Sonic tracks right now, and I absolutely love all of Sonic Mania's soundtrack. We also got Flying Battery, love Flying Battery, and also we got Press Garden, Act 1 and Act 2. Amazing, 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 amazing. The starter speedway is not as great in my opinion in this game compared to like Sonic CD or any other rendition of the starter speedway track, but it's still pretty good. But Hydro City, of course, I love Hydro City. I love Hydro City. Mirage Saloon is so beautiful, and we still have Lava Reef. Lava Reef is another song from Sonic 3 and Knuckles that I didn't really get to talk about that I also love. Great track. And then we got Metallic Madness, which is also a good track. Titanic Monarch, I'm not as big of a fan. But also another track that I love from this game is the menu music. The main menu music is beautiful. It's such great house music. I love this soundtrack so much. Actually, it should be up here. I think it's number two. I think Sonic 2 is still better, but I think Sonic Mania it has a really good soundtrack. Mega Collection Plus I put in here because it has really good menu music, like one of the best menu soundtracks, and it makes me sad because every time I listen to it, I'm like, the loop is so short, but it's such a good track. Like the Sonic Mega Collection, I don't know if it's Plus. It might not be Plus. It might be the original one. It might be Plus or the original one. I'm gonna put Mega Collection. I think it's Mega Collection, but the title theme from Mega Collection is so beautiful, and I think it's the history track from Mega Collection Plus that I'm remembering. But that is amazing. But I can't put them in S and A because it's not enough original music for me to do that. But it's like, oh my goodness, that menu music is so good. Now, SA1 is definitely an S tier, and I low key think it's right here. It's low key fighting for top two. I think it's. I'm gonna put it. I think I'm gonna put it top two. Sonic Adventure 1 is probably one of the most like Sonic OSTs ever made. If you can get my drift, I think it's so funky, so action packed. It is. I think the tracks for basically every character are so great, and even most of the main themes for like Sonic, Amy, even Tails are still used to this day. Sometimes their renditions. I think this is like the soundtrack that just defines Sonic. And we're gonna talk about some of the really good tracks. So we got obviously Windy Valley, Twinkle Park, so beautiful. But my actual favorite song, we got Open Your Heart, of course. But my favorite song from this game might be Red Hot Skull, Red Mountain. That track is so booming. If you don't remember that track, please, after this video or during this video, go look it up. Anytime I'm talking about music in this and you want to hear what I'm talking about, pull up another tab and like just put the music in the background and try to rock out with me. It's one of the best soundtracks. I would love to show every song for this video, but it would take a long time, and I want this video to come up in a decent amount of time. So I can't do that. I'm mostly gonna have probably some songs in here like Meteor Herd and Sonic Mania music, but I would love to put every Sonic song I'm ever talking about, but that would be a lot. That video would never come out. But I think SA1 has probably one of the best Sonic soundtracks of all time, and it's amazing. It's very amazing. SA2 is another one that's really good. I think I'll put it here. I think SA2 is really good soundtrack. We got obviously some great songs. We got Metal Harbor. We have Escape the City. We have the Pyramid Cave song, the Sonic level. I love that track. Really good track. Final Rush. All of Knuckles' music. I think Knuckles has the best music in the game. We got Wild Candy. We got Pumpkin Hill. Aquatic Mine. And then, of course, I think the best song in Sonic 2 is obviously Meteor Herd. I love Meteor Herd with all my heart. One of the best Sonic tracks of all time. And it's very beautiful. Very great song. Really chill song. You could play that song at any time. Next, we have Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes has a cool soundtrack. I'm not the biggest fan, but there are some tracks in here that are like super good. Like the Ghost level, the Haunted House level has a great song, and also the Casino Night level also has a really bombing song, a really good song as well. The Frog Forest is cool too, but definitely not one of my favorites. Definitely not the top two. And then of course we have the Sky Deck level, basically the level where they're jumping from the sky level, like where they're landing on different ships. That's another reason I want Sonic Heroes to be remade, because I would love to play that level in like a modern game. That's such a great idea for a level, going through the sky. breaking down different types of ships and then spin dashing through it. Great level and also a great track. Shadow the Hedgehog, another underrated soundtrack. Great soundtrack. There are some key levels that on Apple Music are missing, and they make me very upset that they're not in the game. For example, on the playlist, for example, one of my favorite songs from Shadow the Hedgehog is the multiplayer music. I want y'all to know I played a lot of these multiplayer games with my brother growing up. And Shadow the Hedgehog's multiplayer was really fun. You have to play as like shadow androids, and you'll be like on this map. You start out both on the opposite end, and then you have weapons, and then you can. It was super fun. But that soundtrack for the menu, the multiplayer menu music, I was talking about with one of my friends. One of the best multiplayer type of main menu themes and all of Sonic. Really good. But there are some good songs on here. Of course we have like the main songs like I Am All Me and Never Turn Back. But this video I'm more talking about the soundtrack itself, not like the Crush 40 songs. But maybe I'll do that in another video. But Death Ruins, Prison Island, Glyphic Canyon, and there are some really good tracks. And also, I think on the soundtrack Apple Music, they also don't have the lava level at the end with Omega. I don't remember the name of the level, so please correct me in the comment section. But that level was booming, and they don't have that on Apple Music either. Also, by the way, I'm a nerd for this. On Apple Music, they have a lot of Sonic music, but they don't have all of them. For example, they don't have the Sonic Hero soundtrack at all on Apple Music. I check it a lot because, you know what's crazy is that the Sonic Hero soundtrack is on Spotify, and I don't know why it's on Spotify and not on Apple Music, but I check it because I feel like one day they're going to just shadow drop it, and then I'm going to say it in a video like now, and then someone's going to say, it's actually on there. And I'm going to be like, I told you. I'm telling you for years they did not have it, but I'm going to check it again after I record this video. But it very good soundtrack. Anyway, we went on a tangent. Sonic 06 has a great soundtrack. Sonic 06 has the reputation of being one of the worst games ever made. I don't think it's that. It's definitely one of the worst Sonic games ever made, but it's definitely not one of the worst games ever made, in my opinion. But it has some of the best soundtrack. Everyone that's played Sonic 06 can tell you that this soundtrack is amazing. We also have the, obviously, like His World and Dreams Without Solution and All Hell Shadow, of course, which are the main themes. But I'm talking about the actual soundtrack for the game. We have Crisis City, one of my favorite themes, and especially the Sonic Generations Act 1 portion of that track is amazing. And we also have more songs like Wave Ocean, of course, and obviously Kingdom Valley is another song that always comes back, and White Acropolis. I don't know if that's underrated to y'all, but that's another really good track. Love that track a lot. I think it goes like in A. I think it has a better soundtrack than Shadow the Hedgehog, but it's like definitely a very good soundtrack and definitely underrated. The next game is Sonic and the Secret Rings. I like the soundtrack for the game a lot. There are some themes that are definitely more iconic than others, especially the Who's Gonna Rock the Palace song. I'm trying to think of more songs that are really popping off this album. Imagine me saying album talking about Sonic music like this. It's great. Sonic music is amazing. We also have songs like Seven Rings in Hand, of course, but I don't remember a lot of the music besides Dinosaur Jungle. That was another really good track. This is probably another one I don't feel as good about rankings. I feel like I don't have enough history. I thought I did, but the more I talk about it, I'm like, I think I'm missing some. So I'm not going to rank Sonic Secret Rings because I don't think that'd be fair to it. But you know, one game I could definitely rank is Sonic Unleashed. Holy, Sonic Unleashed has probably some of the best Sonic music of all time. It is amazing. There are some great tracks on here, such as Shamar. Both the night version and the day version are amazing. I'm actually gonna name off most of the stages because Chun Now is night and day are really good. I think Dragon Road as well. Rooftop Run, of course, is one of the most iconic ones, even though it's not one of the best songs, one of the most iconic ones. But I think Arid Sands Day and Shamar Day and Night are my favorite songs from that album. I think this whole soundtrack is amazing. I don't think there's a single day or night song from this game that I don't like. Like Alaska, I like both the day and the night one. The day one is not as great as the night one, but man, that's one thing about Sonic Unleashed is that I think all the night music is better than the day music, and it's like, man, this music is Amazing, amazing, amazing. I think Sonic Unleashed is definitely not an overrated soundtrack at all, and I don't really think it's underrated because I think most people appreciate how great the soundtrack is. And I feel like I listen to the albums a lot on Apple Music. They split the albums up into three parts, where it's the first half, the first, second, and third. And I've listened to all three portions all the time. Great, great, great soundtrack. Sonic and the Black Knight, another album, another thing I don't think I can rank. I was thinking about it, but I don't think I can rank it good enough. I need to get my friend Ish on here to rank this one because I love the music I've heard, but I was thinking more and more, and I'm like, besides Fight the Night, Night of the Winter, which are also Crush 40 songs I can't really talk about, the main song I also remember is the First Level. I don't remember the name of it, but that's another really, really, really good track. But I don't think I have played the game enough to where I can rank both Sonic and Black Knight enough. Like I played Sonic and Secret Rings all the way through, but I haven't played Sonic and Black Knight all the way through to where I feel confident ranking it. But really, really good soundtrack now. Sonic Generations. Sonic Generations is also an S. I don't think it's better than Unleashed because at the end of the day, it is remixes, and I don't want to. I feel like it's unfair to just give like an album or a soundtrack that's mostly remixes above a one that's original, but all of the remixes in this game are amazing. Green Hill Act 1, Green Hill Act 2 are obviously amazing. Chemical Plant Act 2 is actually a really underrated track. Sky Sanctuary Act 2 is also really, really good. The Death Egg Robot theme is really, really, really good. The Escape the City is pretty good as well. Seaside Hill is fine. But the main track I want to get into is Crisis City Act 1. I love that song. I think it's probably the best song from Sonic Generations, and it's not even close. That theme is amazing and booming. Another thing I also want to give attention to is that the 3DS Sonic Generations has different levels and has a different soundtrack, and they have some good songs on there as well. Like Back to Back is on there, which I think it's not even like a remix. I think it's just a port of it. I think Casino Night is the one that's actually a song from there that's actually really good. That's an original song. And Mushroom Hill, because they had Mushroom Hill as well. Those are really great tracks as well. But a very good soundtrack. Love Sonic Generations soundtrack. Very, very iconic. Now, Sonic and Shadow Generations is also another great track, but I'm not going to put it in S. It's really, really good. For example, Space Colony Act 1. Ooh, the first level of that game. Ooh, that soundtrack is so good. That song is probably one of the best opening level songs next to Escape the City, and Emerald Hill and Green Hill, of course. Very, 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 very good track. And I'm not a big fan of the Act 2 songs as much, but the Act 1 songs, like even Kingdom Valley, Act 1 is really, really good. The Bio Lizard rendition is so good. The Mephiles Part 2 boss is also a really, really good track as well. And both of the Black Doom boss fight themes are really, really good as well. Great soundtrack. Yeah, this feels weird. The more I'm looking at this, yeah, I gotta put these in S. And the more I'm thinking about it, like, yeah, these gotta be an S. But really, really, oh, I gotta put this behind that. But above Shadow the Hedgehog. Man, oh man, the way I'm looking at it, I think I gotta put Sonic Heroes in A. Like it feels weird having Sonic Heroes in the same tier as Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2, and I think I'm gonna put one. I can't put it below literally 2 tracks from these games, but Sonic Colors is another C-type game. There are some great tracks in here. Of course, we have Mountain. I always mess up the name. I gotta look it up to make sure I don't get it wrong, because I don't want y'all to flame me in the comments for getting it wrong. Like, why? Sweet Mountain Act 1 and 2, probably one of my favorite Sonic songs of all time. And I even like the rendition in the Sonic Colors Ultimate. It wasn't that bad. Even though I'm not gonna rank Sonic Colors Ultimate because I haven't listened to enough of the remixes to confidently rank them. But I remember not liking most of the remixes. But I think the Sweet Mountain one was okay. Great tracks in this game, such as all the Aquarium Park songs. All of them, but specifically Act 1 and through 3 are really, really, really good. And Aquarium Park Act 4, I think, is on here. Do I not have it on here? Or am I misremembering? But I'm pretty sure 1 through 4 was really, really good. But that's probably one of my favorite songs as well. Really, really great track. And then Asteroid Coaster and even Terminal Velocity, the final zone level of the game is also really, really good. I don't even know why I had Colors Ultimate in here. I think it's because I thought I didn't put normal colors, and then I did. But great, great, great soundtrack. Definitely, I don't think it's underrated at all. I think everyone knows how great Sonic Colors' soundtrack is, so it's gonna definitely just stay there in S. Really, really good. I might have to reorganize the S tier because some of this stuff I'm like, ooh, is this soundtrack better than this soundtrack? I'm not sure. I don't know. But next, we're gonna go Sonic Lost World. Another really great soundtrack. I feel like it might be a little underrated because some of the songs have gotten overplayed. Like Windy Hill, Act One has gotten so overplayed that people don't like that song anymore. And I still think it's a good song, but it's definitely been overplayed. Desert Ruins is really good. Honeycomb Highway, that's another, I think, song that's been a little overplayed, but I think it's still really, really good. Desert Ruins Act 4, amazing. Tropical Coast Act 1 is really good. And then the most popular song, I think, is Sea Bottom Segu. Might be the most popular song from this game, besides Windy Hill. Like, Windy Hill is obviously the most iconic song because it's the one that's played the most, but I think Sea Bottom Segu is the most iconic song that most people that have played this game always talk about, and they're right. That's a great track. Really, 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 really good track. So that's something I'm definitely thinking about, and one of the things I think Sonic Lost World might have. I don't think it's better than Sonic 6. I think it's like right there, but it's a really, really good soundtrack. I feel like Sonic Lost World gets a lot of hate, and I want to replay it to see if all the hate is warranted. Because I haven't played it in a few years now, but we're not talking about the gameplay. We're talking about the music, and the music is really, really good. Sonic Forces is definitely in B tier. There's some songs I like. Like I know it's corny. I know y'all gonna say it. But the Infinite theme is really corny and I love it. Like I actually love that song. Fist Bump is also another overplayed song that's a little bit more corny, but I still like it. And then Moon Knight Battlefield are also really great tracks. But a lot of the music in this game is pretty good, but you don't get to hear it because the levels are like a minute long, and all these levels all the music goes on for longer than a minute. They're all like 3 4 minute songs, and you barely get to hear it because of how much the level you is short. But it's still a really good soundtrack, and I think low key I don't think I should rate it because I think I need to give it even more time to listen to even more music because I think the soundtrack is really good. But I think I need to listen to it more because a lot of the music doesn't, you don't get to hear it because of how short the levels are in the game. But I'm definitely gonna get back to it. I think that's gonna be my next homework that I do is listening to all of Sonic Forces' soundtrack and giving it a chance. Sonic Frontiers is really good. I think the cyberspace music when the game first came out, I wasn't a big fan of, but over time, I've been listening to more and more of the cyberspace music, and it's really, really good. I think one of the most iconic ones is 1-2. That's obviously one of the most iconic ones, and then obviously I love all of the boss battle themes. Break Through It All, Find Your Flame, One Way Dream, I'm Here, and Undefeatable, of course, with Kellen Quinn. Kellen Quinn's all over the boss music, but really, really good soundtrack for the boss themes, and I definitely think that y'all should give more of the cyberspace music a chance. But if you don't like it, I understand. But very good. It's good. It's good. I definitely think those boss themes can carry it higher, but I don't think it's fair to do that over some of these other games. I think have a better soundtrack in totality. But very, very, very good song. Now we're about to get into really biased territory. I love Sonic Advance 2 soundtrack. Hot Crater Act 1 is one of my favorite Sonic songs of all time. Very, very great level. Very beautiful and hype. I know I shouldn't say beautiful for a hot crater because it's literally a hot crater and the music goes crazy, but a really great track. Leaf Forest, of course, is obviously the first level and really iconic because it's the first level, but it's not one of my favorites. Ice Paradise is so beautiful. Such a beautiful track, and Music Plant is also really, 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 really good. The final level, where the level with the disappearing freaking, I think it's not Egg Utopia, but the one before that. I'm trying to remember what it was. But, oh my god, that level used to make me so, so mad. I'm trying to look it up for y'all. The exact name. I think it's, what is it called? Is it, I love Sky Canyon. Technobase. Technobase has a great track, but I hate that level. Hate that level so much. And then Egg Utopia is really, really cool as well. And the boss theme is really, really good. Really, really good. Really, really hype. Definitely really Sonic 2-esque. that I love about it. But I love Sonic Advance 2 so much. I wish there was more ways for me to play it besides on a PC, on an emulator. I wish they re-released it, or re-released all the Sonic Advance games, Sonic 1, 2, and 3 on a collection. That would be amazing. But sadly, I think they're kind of leaving that in the past, and it's understandable. But I wish I could play Sonic Advance 2 on a modern console. I love Sonic Advance 2. It's one of my favorite Sonic games of all time. And that soundtrack is amazing. That's why it's also up here. Maybe people haven't played Sonic Advance 2 and they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about? Why is Sonic Advance 2 this high? Like, I don't think that's crazy." But nah, that it's really, really, really good. But Sonic Rush is also really good. I like a lot of the tracks in it. I've been replaying Sonic Rush more recently on my 2DS, and it's been really, really fun. Of course, we have like Back to Back and Right There, Right On, and Wrapped in Black. Both Part 1 and Part 2 are really, really good. And there are also some other tracks in there that are pretty underrated. I think it's the Carnival level. That one's also pretty good as well. And of course the boss themes are pretty they're pretty chill. They're not like they're hype, but they're not like the most memorable thing I think. But Sonic Rush is definitely well known for its iconic sampling and one of the best Sonic soundtracks. And it makes me upset that it's not a lot of it's not on Apple Music. I don't know if it is on Spotify, but it's another soundtrack that's not a lot on Apple Music. Like, I think Sonic Rush Adventure's whole soundtrack is on Apple Music, I believe, but Sonic Rush is missing a lot of songs, and it makes me really sad. Sonic Rush Adventure is another really good soundtrack, but I think it's right there. Pretty good soundtrack. I like the Hovercraft level. I like Plant Kingdom, Sky Babylon, Coral Cave is really, really good. Machine Labyrinth is also really good. I am growing more and more to Sonic Rush Adventure because I don't like playing the game as much as Sonic Rush or the Sonic Colors on DS, but I think the soundtrack is pretty good. And I've got to give it, I think I'm going to give it another chance, but I like the Hovercraft levels, but some of the other levels, like the submarine level, was pissing me off. So there's some stuff, I need to stop talking about the games, but like, music is really, really good. Sonic Runners, I forgot why I put on here. I know the main theme is iconic, but I don't think it's enough to be on here. We're almost done with this little podcast type thing. I've been talking for like 36 minutes, and we're almost done finishing out this list. I really want to just nerd out and just talk about Sonic music for 40 minutes and then go to bed. But next is Sonic Riders. Sonic Riders has a really great soundtrack, which is on Apple Music, which I'm really happy about. We of course have the theme from the opening that's really good, and then we have Sand Ruins. I think Sand Ruins might be my favorite theme from this game. It's really hype. That's like the last level before you hop into the sky level. When Sonic races Jet for the last Emerald, and then Eggman just like swipes that shit. But that theme is so hype, and I also like that stage in general. And I need to play more Riders because one of my friends, he plays Riders like kind of competitively, and he was teaching me how to play the game better, and it's so fun, and the music is just so hype. I love Sonic Riders, and I love Crossworlds for being able to put boards, but I wish it kind of controlled more like Sonic Riders, and I still love Crossworlds. I play it a lot, but more and more I talk about Sonic Riders, the more I just wish it had like a remake or something, or a re-release with online and stuff like that. But great soundtrack, great soundtrack, and even Digital Dimensions really good. And that sky level I was talking about was Babylon Garden, another really great track. Next we're going to Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, which is also a really great track, but a really great album. But I don't think I can rank it enough. I look at more and more, and I'm like, the songs that stick to my head the most are the songs that everyone knows. Ungratifying, Catch Me If You Can are like the most iconic songs from that game. But I don't think I have enough knowledge of the levels to rank it, and I really want to replay Zero Gravity soon when I get the opportunity. I'm gonna try to play it as well with Sonic Riders. Really great soundtrack, and I think the same thing for Free Riders. I don't think I should put Free Riders in here because the most iconic song is Free, but besides Free, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know the rest of the music, and I need to get on that. Like, the album's not that long. I'm looking at it right now, it's like 12 songs. I need to check it out and do it. And so the last Sonic game we're gonna talk about is Crossworlds. We're not going to talk about Superstars because I have not been able to get over the hurdle of playing Superstars the way that it deserves, to where I could talk about it fairly, and I haven't listened to enough of the music that I feel like I can rank it. So Crossworlds will be our last thing for this video, and I'm going to leave it off there. Crossworlds has a very interesting album because I remember before the game came out, everyone thought it was going to be terrible. And then it came out, and arguably has one of my favorite Sonic songs of all time, which is Wonder Museum. I love Wonder Museum. The intro, the main stage theme, and then the outro on the final lap. It is one of my favorite Sonic songs, I think, of all time. I'm like, whoa, what is this jazzy theme? And I used to hate that level when I first started because of the freaking dinosaur, but then I love playing that level now. It's probably my favorite level in the game just because of the music. And then every time I hop online on the game, I get upset because nobody wants to play that level. And then I understand it because of the dinosaur, but it's like my favorite, arguably one of my favorite Sonic themes of all time. It's so good. And I'm like, we don't get to play the level because I don't get to hear the music because no one likes playing that level. But that's a great like level. Water Pals really good. The Aptos remix is definitely something that has to grow on you, I think. When I first heard it, I was like, this sounds so weird, especially as a diehard Sonic Unleashed OST truther. But it grew on me, and it's really, really good. The Dragon Road remix is also really good. The Holoska remix is really good. And then the Cyberspace 1-2 remix with, ooh, one of the best, I think another one of the best Sonic songs ever made. Great track. Great track. I remember when I first heard it for the first time, I was like, yo, did Dash 1-2 always sound like this? And I listened back to Dash 1-2 and I'm like, the Dash 1-2 is really, really good. But I don't know if it sounded like, it did not sound like that. That's like my favorite rendition of that. Way better than the original. But anyway, we're nearing the end of this video. Or the end of this kind of podcast, me rambling video. It's been like 40 minutes. I'm telling you, I'm really proud of myself because I feel like I don't really need to edit anything out because this is more me rambling and just talking and just podcast type thing. But we're gonna rearrange this a little bit. Mostly the S and A. I think B is fine. But what is my favorite Sonic soundtrack of all time? And I think it's still Sonic 2. I think it's still Sonic 2. I think I know every thing, like every key, like every single note, every single way the song is going to progress. It's all the Sonic 2's music to where I think it's my favorite soundtrack of all time. I think SA1 still is top 3. I don't know. I'm looking at Sonic Unleashed. I'm like, man, Sonic Unleashed should definitely be up here. I think Sonic Unleashed might be. Is Sonic Unleashed better than Mania? Is that crazy? Is that ridiculous? Is that stupid? Is that crazy? Man, Shamar Day and Night. Man, all those night tracks, all the night warehouse levels. I think I'm gonna put it top 3. It might even be. No, it's not better than SA. But SA, I think this is fine. I think this is like this could definitely be like an argument, but I think these are easily for me the top 3 Sonic soundtracks of all time. Not easily, this was definitely hard, but definitely my favorite right now today. Like I could change my mind tomorrow. By the time I post this video, I might be like, yeah, I was tweaking, I'm changing. I would be like, yeah, I'll be changing this whole list. But this is how I feel on April 6th at 7 o'clock, how I feel. Sonic Mania, I think, has not a better soundtrack than Sonic 3. I think Sonic 3 is a little better, just a little better. Especially, I didn't even talk about it. Sonic 3 has an amazing multiplayer soundtrack. Desert Palace, Chrome Gadget, oh my goodness. If you get the chance, please go listen to that multiplayer soundtrack for Sonic 3. I can't believe I missed that. That's literally some of my favorite Sonic music of all time is the multiplayer themes. Go check it out. Please listen to the Sonic 3 multiplayer music. It is so good. Some of the best Sonic music ever made. Amazing. Me thinking about that multiplayer track makes me want to put it over Sonic 3, but Sonic Unleashed, but I'm not gonna do that right now. We got Sonic Mania and then Origins Plus. I think it's a little bit lower because they changed them. I think I gotta put Origins Plus here then. Because it's basically that. It's just, I think if Sonic Origins Plus is just the prototype music. Because if that's the case, then I feel like that's mean if I put it in B. Because the prototype music's still good, but it's not like, yeah, I don't think it's, I don't want to be mean. I'm not going to do that. Sonic R is amazing soundtrack, of course, with great tracks. I think Sonic Generations might be better because that's more overall music that I like as well. But then again, it has remixes, not original songs. This is tough. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle's really good too. I think Sonic 2 Battle's too low. I think it's actually better than Sonic R a little bit. There's some more tracks. I think it's just more tracks that are just amazing. But Sonic R's, I think, ooh, this is the hard part of the video. This is the part where you guys are probably gonna be annoyed at me, like, oh my god, make up your mind. But I think I'm gonna go with Sonic R than Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Sonic 1, Scrap Brain Zone, Starlight Zone, Spring Yard Zone. Oh my goodness, Green Hell. I think I'm gonna leave it here, but this soundtrack's really good. Sonic Colors is also really good. Ooh, wait. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Sonic Vs 2, it can't go any higher. My bias will not let it go higher. But I think I'm gonna put Sonic CD because Sonic CD has an amazing soundtrack. I think I'm gonna put Sonic CD here. I think I'm gonna put Sonic Colors here, Sonic 1 here, Sonic Generations here. And A rank, I think I'm fine with this. I think Sonic Rush has the best soundtrack here. No, actually, I think it might be Sonic 06 and Lost World. I think are better. I think Sonic 06 has the better soundtrack, then Lost World, then Sonic Rush. I think Adventure's more down here. Heroes. Is Heroes better than Shadow the Hedgehog? I think Shadow the Hedgehog's a low-key underrated with this soundtrack. Yeah, I'm putting Shadow the Hedgehog more. And I also the Shadow tracks. When I count Sonic X Shadow Generations, I'm only counting the Shadow portion levels, that music. I think I put it here because I think I also want to give a boost for original music, not just remixes. But yeah, I think Crossroads is really the soundtrack is really good. And then Frontiers, then a Rush Adventure. I think this is fair. I think it's my list. I think this is my list. I actually like this list. I'm gonna download it so I can put it in one of my like with my friends. But I think this is my Sonic OST soundtrack tier list today because I watch tomorrow. I might change my whole mind. No thanks, tier maker. But yeah, this was my little podcast video. Little podcast of me ranting and talking and rambling about my favorite Sonic music. But thank you guys for watching, and also tell me down below your thoughts on my list, and also tell me your list. Tell me your top 5, your top 10 favorite Sonic songs ever. And also, like, I'm gonna also put some songs down here in the description that I like, that I want you to listen to, or the deconstructed version I want you to listen to if you get the chance that you would like to, down in the description from other YouTubers that have done that. And I hope if you don't listen to Sonic music at all and you just watch this video to hear me ramble, I hope you give Sonic music a chance, because Sonic music can turn you into a Sonic fan real quick. Because I think Sonic has arguably a top 10 video game soundtrack of all time. Maybe even top, like me, I'm biased. I'm gonna say favorite video game soundtrack of all time, but no bias. I think it's easily a top 10 video game music franchise of all time. But like I said, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. And let me know down below how you feel. And see you later. Peace.